Start recording. Okay, welcome everyone. I see there's 20 people in here. Um, so today we're gonna be reviewing AP World History, Unit 3. I believe it's called Land-Based Empires. Um, yeah, I think the AP exam's in like 2 days, in 3 days. So yeah, Unit 3. This session was prepared by me, as part of 5 Hive, and this is a volunteer student-run initiative. With a lot of people who are doing reviews or sessions for a bunch of AP exams for you guys. So if you want to host lectures like me or contribute to 5 Hive, check out this document. You can try to copy the link if you want to check out the document. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, this is AP is a trademark registered by the College Board, which is not affiliated with and does not endorse the resource nor the 5 Hive team. Okay, so what are we gonna do today? Today we're gonna cover 3.1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're gonna have a check-in. Yes, we're gonna have a check-in in the middle of the lecture, and then SAQ at the end. And then you guys can answer questions or whatever, or you guys can ask questions, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability at the end. We cannot, or you guys can ask questions in the middle of the lecture, and I'll try to see it. But you have to know that we have to make it through all of the content. Be respectful to me and to your peers. Have common sense, don't do anything too wild. But yeah, please ask questions if you are confused or you have questions on anything that I have. Okay, so this is how the land-based empires are sorted. Unit 3. There's really only 4 units. There's the expanding of empires, administering of empires, beliefs, the belief systems of empires, and then you have a comparison unit where you compare a different empires within the unit. 3.4 is not really as important, I would say. Focus on 1, 2, and 3. 3.4, if you know 1, 2, and 3, you can do 3.4. So it's not like a real unit, I guess. Okay, expanding of empires. So, I think you guys watch Heimler too, but he definitely stresses that gunpowder is the biggest thing ever in this unit. Gunpowder, gunpowder, gunpowder. Okay. Um. So yeah, gunpowder was invented, I think, in like the 800s, in China. It's not a new thing, but a bunch of people and empires began like experimenting with that stuff, created a bunch of guns, and they started shooting people, and then they realized that it's good to kill people with gunpowder. It's a really very powerful weapon. And so this is what kickstarted the growth of a bunch of empires um, during this time period. It's mostly just shoutouts the whole time. Good to kill people. Please do not take that out of context. Please don't take that out of context. Okay, so know that you have to know the players. Okay, so there's 4 main players of Unit 3. I'll talk about the underlined. So there's the Ottoman, Safavid, Mughal, and Qing dynasty. Some people call it the Manchu, but really it's just China. And if you're familiar with the world map, this is bigger than modern day China. Damn, China's huge, bro. Holy crap. It really expanded a lot. And so these 4 on the bottom that I underlined, the Russian Empire, the Songhai Empire, the Tokugawa or Japanese Empire, and then the Aztec and Inca. So these aren't extremely important. I think they're mentioned by the College Board in the CED. Um, but they're they're important enough where you can talk about them. So if you're writing your LEQ, you can talk about them, and it'll give you the point still, but you want to be talking about these main players more. So yeah, these are still land-based empires though. Okay, how do I remember my empires? This is the best way that I used when I did AP World last year. And so it's your mom's, right? So you have your Manchu. This is also called China. You have your Ottoman, your Mughal, and your Safavid. All right, you remember your mom, okay? Um, yes, always you have to remember your mom. Like it's the best way to know this is the Ottoman flag. This is a really cool flag, you know. It's like three moons and then a green circle. It's pretty cool. Okay, the expanding of empire. Okay, why did they expand? Obviously gunpowder. We already talked about that though. Um, yeah, Janissaries were Ottoman. They were a bunch of, I believe they were a bunch of enslaved, and they were not slaves actually, but they were soldiers of the Ottoman Empire. So yes, you're right. All right, why did they expand? So each one kind of has different reasons for why they expanded so much during this time period of 1450 to 1750. Um, but for the Ottomans specifically, there was a power vacuum that they filled. So the Ottomans were these. I believe they started out in 1299, and then yes, Frog is right. Power vacuum is like um, it's when a another empire dies out, it fizzles out, and then someone takes its place. Another empire takes its place. Yes, conquering others basically. They became elites. Yeah, that's true. Um, so yeah, there was a power vacuum from the Byzantine Empire, and then they eventually um conquered the last city called Constantinople, and then they renamed it to Istanbul, and that's the name today still. Um, uh, modern day, it's still called Istanbul, but it used to be called Constantinople. They just renamed it. Okay, it's the same thing. And then they had really cool water control. So if you look at this map, this is the Ottoman Empire in green. All right, see ya. The Ottoman Empire is in green, and if you notice, there's this little area that connects the Mediterranean Sea from the Black Sea, and guess who controls it? Ottoman Empire. And it turns out that that tiny little strait of water is really good for trade. So if you control that area, you control the trade. So that's really good for them. That's going really well for them. Egypt, the Ottomans. Yes, that's actually one of the reasons why Christopher Columbus wanted to go the other way around the world. Because he wanted lots of money and spices from India. Okay, anyway, and then why did they expand Janissaries? Janissaries were the soldiers, and they basically fought anyone the Ottoman Empire was fighting at the time. Okay, for the Safavids, there was a power vacuum for the Mongol Empire. So the Mongol Empire, if you recall, came around in like the 1250s area. They kind of stayed until the 1300s and then they fizzled out. Um, but then they turned into separate entities called Khanates. I'll write in chat. Khanates. And those also died out. Those also died out around this time period. And so who came after the Khanates? Yes, Mongols is Unit 2. So Mongols is I think they started killing everyone in like 1260s. and then they survived a little bit, and then their descendants survived a little bit, and then once their descendants died, the Safavids came in, and so the Safavids um consolidated all their power in what is kind of present day Iran, or some people call it Persia. Yes, there's four major khanates. I believe there was like a European one, an Indian one, a Middle Eastern one, and a Chinese one. Mongol are take over everybody. Marco Polo knew one of them. Yes, that's true. Okay. So yeah, they filled the power vacuum because there was no one else to compete with them. And then they also enslaved Christians. What is a Khanate? A Khanate is a descendant of the Mongol Empire. So the Mongol Empire was one huge chunk of land, and then it split into four because all of Genghis Khan's descendants, they were like crashing out, you know. So then they, it's like how the Jackson 5, they split. So they all turned their own ways. Yes. Yes. Okay, you got it. Nothing. Good job. And then the Mughals. So the Mughals are located in India. Um, I think the northern part of India. I don't think they were able to conquer the south. But they were also a power. They also inherited a power vacuum. From who? Delhi Sultanate. Delhi Sultanate, I believe, is in Unit 1 or Unit 2. They're pretty important. Um, that's all you really need to know. Uh, they had hella cash. As you know, Christopher Columbus was trying to get to India for the spices. So it makes sense that India has all the money. They were also religiously tolerant. I'm not gonna go into that right now, but we can go into that later. So yeah, you guys comfortable moving on? Yes, they were a major Hindu population under Muslim rule. Yeah, Frog is right. How long is this? I'm hoping to get done by 7:15. The reduction of Oh, sorry. In 30 minutes. In 30 minutes. Sorry, I live in Pacific time. Yes, I live in Pacific time. Yes. So it is 6:45 for me. Are you guys comfortable moving on? Moving on? Um, Unit 3 is not too big, so we don't have to rush. But if you guys have questions, I can definitely answer them. Okay. So who is doing all this fighting? There's so much fighting going on between 1450 and 1750. So who's doing all the fighting? So these are the guys who are fighting a lot, right? The Safavids and Mughals, we'll get into it later, but they have different religions. So there's two parts of Islam. Yes, that's right. There's the Sunni branch of Islam, and then there's the Shia branch of Islam. And so because of that, um, they have major beef. And I believe the Sunni is equal to they believe successor doesn't have to be related to Muhammad, and then Shia is the other way. I believe it's like that. So Shia says, "Oh, you have to be related to Muhammad to be the next I don't know what do you call it? The next prophet, I guess. The next like big guy. Safed is the odd one out, yeah. So everyone else in this time period is Sunni, except for Shia. Ottoman, Sunni, Safavid, Shia, Mughal, Sunni. Yes. Okay, so the Safavids and Ottomans are having similar beef because of the religion difference. The Ottomans in Austria. So everyone forgets about these two. Ottomans in Austria and Ottomans in Russia. So Ottomans are they're taking over everyone's crap right now. Okay, they're using their new guns and they're shooting Europe up right now. All right, so Europe is like, what the heck do we do? What the heck do we do against these Muslims? What's that again? Elite opposed Sufism. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I took AP World last year and I got a 5. Um, but I, I'm not gonna lie. I went to the exam and I didn't even know what Sufism was. Um, I think it's like some religion thing. Okay, yeah. So Ottomans and Austria, they're expanding into Europe, and then Austria is fighting them. And then Ottomans and Russia, they're also fighting. And then Russia and Siberians. So Russia is a big place now because they conquered a bunch of the um yeah, Russia conquered a bunch of icy land called Siberia, and there was not that many people living there, honestly, which is why they're so big now. I believe Russia is the biggest country on Earth because of that. Imagine if the Mongols had gunpowder. Yeah, that would be crazy. Okay, this one has a lot of text. I want to talk a lot about this one. So, we have moved on from 3.1, which is how the empire is expanded, right? And so now we have to talk about how did these empires run their business, right? To be fair, Russia owns basically nothing. Yeah, they basically own nothing. Um, yeah, they're mainly located in Europe. That's basically they're a European country, basically. Um, Sikhism mix of Hinduism and Islam. Yeah, Sufism mix of Buddhism and Islam. Okay, good. That's good knowledge for me as well. So how did these empires run their business? We want to see how they legitimized and consolidated their power. I believe if you were watching Heimler earlier, he was talking about some legitimized and he was talking about some consolidated. This is very important. Okay, I do definitely don't sleep on this. You 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 need to know what legitimized is, and you need to know what consolidated is. Does anyone know what these words mean though? Legitimized, consolidated. Anyone know? Write in the chat if you know. Yeah. So what I usually think is consolidate is like imagine if you're at like a buffet, right? Imagine you're like taking all the food, right? Taking all the food, you're consolidating all the food. And then legitimizing it is um why? Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, it's a crazy metaphor, but I believe if you the more outrageous the metaphor is, the more likely you're gonna remember it on the AP exam. So, yeah. Big back nations. Yeah, that's true. They're all big backs. They used art. Yeah, they did use art. Alright, so they used large bureaucracies. So what the hell is a bureaucracy? A bureaucracy is a fancy name for government or um governing body, I guess. Yep, that's right. You are the true ruler with undisputed power. Hell yeah. Bunky. Wait, so is legitimized basically like this is why it's how they maintained. Yeah, that's right. Bunky is right. Bureaucracy, government with officials helping central ruler. Yes. Basically just big government. I mean, let's put it in monkey terms, please. Um, so consolidation. Yes, yes, that's right. That's all right. Yeah, too many big words. I know. The histories I have noticed, and this is actually a real thing. The histories all have way too big words. The histories are honestly not that hard, but the big words make them kind of hard. Um, so It's best to use caveman language. Do not talk about buffets and moms on the exam. What the heck is that pole? Okay, I don't even know what that was. Not really king, but like ruler. Sure. Yeah. Rulers have big chiefs that do stuff. Oh my god, I mean, this is like, oh, this is gold. You get a Christmas tree. Okay. So they used the Ottoman Empire used the Devshirme system, Devshirme. And so basically what it is they grab a bunch of young Christian boys. They grab a bunch of young Christian boys, they kidnap them, and then they take them to Istanbul, and then they tell them, "I'm gonna make you a Muslim, and now you're gonna work for my nation." Boom. You can't say no. There you go. Oh, I thought they did. I believe they did. Yeah, so that's what the Ottomans did. And so because of that, yeah. Safavids also they kind of copied the Ottomans once they realized that their Didi party was really working. And so the Safavids were also saying, "Hell yeah, we gotta do this too." But the Ottomans were the OGs. So yeah, because of this, they have really educated government officials. So you don't have like these stupid people running the government. We got some really smart people doing all the right things, and this helps make the Ottoman Empire very prosperous and really rich too. What do they recruit them for? To stack them into the government. Yeah, soldiers and bureaucrats. Some of them even became, I believe they became like the second-hand man, basically like the vice president. I think it's the advisor to the Sultan, something like that. Um, yeah, some of them were really powerful, like unbelievably powerful. What was the point of the Dev-Shirme system? So the Dev-Shirme system was to get a bunch of Christian young boys and grab them and put them in the government because they need more people in the government. They need hella people in the government. Yeah. Yep. That's right. That's right. H was right. Big government. Yes, they want big government. Peanut. Yes. They also tolerated Jews. Yeah, we'll get into that later. Okay, we have to move on. Religion, art, and architecture. So the way that a bunch of empires use religion to say that I am the big boss, everyone should bow down to me because I am the rightful ruler. They used religion for that. So I think in France and a lot of Europe, they use this thing called the divine right to rule. It's very similar to the mandate of heaven in China. I believe you learned that in Unit 1. For complexity, can you link Ottoman tax farming to others in America's Unit 1? Yeah, you can. I wouldn't though, because I don't know anything about the Americas. We'll get into complexity later. Just here, put a pin in that. Make sure to ask me that later at the end. For DBQ, you can get a complexity point for using all 7 documents. Yes. Sometimes it's not the best way to do it though. But a lot of the times it is. Okay. Don't have me stopping you from using all 7 documents. I feel that that's the easiest, then do it. That's good for you. Sourcing 4, I hate that. I hate sourcing, so I wouldn't do that. But if you're good at it, you can do it. Do both. That's a good strategy. It's a very good strategy. Okay. So yeah, basically, I think Louis the 14th, he uses he is using the divine right to rule. He says, God chose me to rule, and if you don't think that I am the legitimate ruler, then that means you're going against God. And if you're going against God, then you are gonna go to hell, right? So no one wants to go to hell during this time period. Um, there's complexity in the rubric. There is definitely complexity in the rubric. Sourcing and using. Okay, we definitely have to go over this at the end. Definitely have to go over this. Um, yeah, let's just try to get through this stuff and then we'll have questions. Okay, so Kangxi painting. This is the one. This is him on the right. Um, he looks hella Chinese. He's not technically Han Chinese though. He is a Manchu person. He's a Manchu ruler, and so the Qing dynasty was a Manchu dynasty. It was not Han Chinese dynasty, and so they were really just outsiders ruling China. Imagine if there was a French guy or like a Russian guy, and he was the president of the United States. Like, what the heck, right? Like he doesn't even speak English or something. That that is kind of weird. But he used this painting to say, "Look at me, I'm actually Chinese. Look at me, I'm actually Chinese." And so when people see him being Chinese, they'll say, "Okay, well, I guess we'll accept you as our legitimate ruler." The Palace of Versailles, um, it's just a big palace. Has anyone been to the Palace of Versailles? It's really beautiful. It's ginormous, by the way. It's a huge palace, and so it shows how powerful Louis XIV is. Massive. Yeah, it's massive. I'm not gonna say anything else. Um, so there was something called the Hagia Sophia. I don't think this is in the CED. Um, this is really good outside evidence. Um, though really good outside evidence. Hagia Sophia. Um, and so basically it was a church in Istanbul, and it used to be Christian, but then the Ottoman Empire said no more. This is gonna be a Muslim mosque. And so basically what it means is we're stronger than the Roman Empire because since Hagia Sophia is just like a bigger version of some Christian church. Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's right. Taj Mahal is yes, that's true. That's right. Taj Mahal is definitely a way. I just assume that you guys already know Taj Mahal, so I don't need to go over it. Christian to Muslim. Christian to Muslim. Yeah, so basically what the conversion from Christian to Muslim for the Hagia Sophia meant was the Ottoman Empire saying, since we took over the Roman Empire, we're definitely stronger than them. And so, if wow, we're stronger than the Roman Empire, that really invokes some nationalism, right? Wow, oh my gosh. Like I'd be proud to be Ottoman. Oh. And then tax farming. The Ottomans, if you guys don't know what tax farming is, it's an auction, and then the highest bidder gets to tax everyone. Pretty simple. Zamindar system, it's basically the same thing, but instead of random people in the auction room, there's just like nobles. This is in India, by the way. The USA could really benefit from that. Decentralization of taxation where they devoted to political officials rather than the government. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it was decentralized. They had other people doing their work, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, this is definitely something to talk about on the AP exam. If it says um some change, talk about some change between 1450 to 1750. You might say well what changed is the way that states collected their taxes, right? It turned from centralized to decentralized. This is kind of off topic, but do you know how much time there's going to be between AP exams? Because I have AP Stat and then AP World History after that. Okay, you're going to have to I believe at my school, the AP Statistics exam is in the morning, and then the World History one is um at 12. I don't think you're gonna make it, to be honest. I don't think you're making it to the World History exam. You're gonna have to. I think I think your option is. Are you sure you can make it? Because it looks weird at your school. Okay, maybe you can. Bring like a granola bar or something. You gotta like eat. You gotta eat because you don't want to skip lunch. That's really bad. I'm gonna go get donuts. Sure, whatever floats your boat. I don't know how long the AP Statistics exam is. I'm actually, I'm in AP Statistics, but I don't even know how long the exam is. That's not good. I believe it's like 2.5 hours. I don't know. There's a MCQ and then two FRQ portions. So it says 3 hours online for stats. Yeah, I don't know because a lot of people say that it starts at 8 a.m. But then at my school, this is the first year that AP exams are online kind of. So there's gonna be like some late stuff. Some people are gonna like have Chromebooks that are not working. So it might start at like 45 minutes later. So you know. Are we cool to move on from this? I think we are. I think you guys are pretty good. Yes, please. Okay. I'm gonna try to speed it up because I don't want to waste your guys' time. Um, okay, belief systems. Yeah, so we have moved on from 3.2. This is the big kahuna though. Administration of empires though. You like this pace? Okay, that's good to hear. Heimler's course. I did not buy Heimler's course. But what I would tell you is that I don't think it's worth it. It's like $25, and I feel like you can get a bunch of free stuff online. But don't make me influence your decision on financials. That's for your own. Okay, so belief systems. What the heck is going on? Um, religion wise. So there was two types of Christianity during this part. There was the Orthodox Christianity, and then there's the Roman Catholic Christianity. So there's two types, and really, it's because of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire kind of split into two. Not technically, but like culturally, it split into two. And the East stayed true to a Christianity type called Orthodox, and then the West stayed true to one called Roman Catholic. So they're two different ones. They're very, actually, I shouldn't say very similar because I think people would get mad at me. But yeah, so now I think 1600s. Now it's time for some shenanigans. Um, Martin Luther says it's trolling time. We're gonna start the Protestant Reformation, and so he puts his paper on the wall of a church called the 95 Theses. Thesis? Yeah, he really just said trolling time. He was like, I hate Europe. Okay. And so Catholic Church is doing a pay to win feature where if you pay, you get out of hell. Right? So like it's kinda like EA, but in the 1600s. So it's just pay to win really. Yeah, bro, it's only $100. Yeah, they're called indulgences. I don't You should probably know that. I probably should have put that in the slides. Yeah, God works with EA, if you didn't know that. So now, because of the Protestant Reformation, now there's hella religions all over Europe. And if you can look at this diagram, right? So there's like the Lutheran, the Baptist, Anglican, Pentecostal. There's one called the what is it called? Okay, I don't know. Oh, there's one called Calvinism. There's one called uh Anglicanism. Oh wait, that's already there. Oh, Methodist, that's one of them. But I believe that was originating in America. But yeah, there's a lot of Protestant religions, but there's only one Roman Catholic. What is going on in the chat? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So there was a lot of new Christian religions that was never really seen before. Because everyone started like thinking different, because of the Protestant Reformation and because of the trolling time. Oh hell no, 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 no. Please do not memorize all the Christian branches. You are wasting your time if you do that. I have no idea. I live in America. I don't know anything about Canada. Catholic and Orthodox? Um, dude, I literally don't know. I know that they're different. Like I don't think you need to know that. You used to believe in. You can unbaptize yourself or something. Like I don't. Yeah, they're not the same though. That's all you have to know really. For AP World History, you don't need to know any specifics really. You just need to know that they happened and why they happened, but you don't know what they are. You don't really need to know. Try and get some outside evidence. There are better outside evidence things to get because that's gonna be out of your time period. The split between Roman Catholic and Orthodox Christian is in like the 900s, the year 900 something or year 1000. So it's out of your time period. You don't want to use that for your outside evidence. Dude, I don't even know what snake handler is, by the way. I just found this on Google. I'm sorry. Orthodox like icons, Roman Catholic doesn't. What is the EU Christ? I don't. Eucharist? Okay, I don't know. I'm not. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, so there's just a lot of new religions in Europe. But there's one thing that you need to know is the Catholic Reformation. So the Catholic Church says, "Oh yeah, you know what? Martin Luther might be right. We gotta change ourselves a little bit." And so they do this big process called Catholic Reformation, and this is a really good way to talk about change in this period. Yes, the Council of Trent. So this is a really good way to talk about change in this period. I think they basically got rid of the pay to win feature in the church, which is really good to talk about because if it says talk about some change in belief systems in this time period, there you go. There you go. Right? The Catholic Church changed. Um, wasn't that similar to the Edict of Nantes? I I don't know. Nan Nantes? I think the Edict of Nantes, whatever. I think that's like France, something about France and Jews. I think. I don't believe it's similar. I don't believe it's similar. Nantes. Oh, sorry, I'm not French. Okay. Yeah, so I think it's. Do we mention the Inquisition people? What does that mean? Oh, Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, actually, you know what? I mentioned that on my AP test. Um, I mentioned the Spanish Inquisition on my AP test. I think I did well on my LEQ last year, but I have no way of knowing unless I pay $20 to the College Board. We're moving on. Belief systems. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, and I think a couple people reminded me, there are two types of Islam. You can still pay. Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know. But I know College Board is pretty greedy and they require money to um see your stuff. Yeah. And yeah, indulgences for College Board. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's exactly pay to win. Pay to win. So if there's anything that you need to take in, it's the buffet metaphor. it's the pay to win metaphor, and then there's the what's the last one? The moms, yeah. Sokoku. Sokoku is the process of what is it? Isolating Japan away from the rest of the world. So the rest of the world no longer has any really any contact with Japan. Japan is staying the same during this for like 200 years, I think. Except for the Dutch, that's right. But basically, it's this is a really good continuity to talk about, guys. Continuity and change. You always have to relate it back to the three principles, which is causation, continuity and change, and damn, I forgot the other one. Oh my god. Yeah, but yeah, those two basically. Yes, cause and effect. That's right. Damn, thank you for reminding me. Oh, comparison to. Oh, wait, did I forget two? Okay, I don't know. So there's two types of Shia, two types of Islam. There's the Shia and there's the Sunni, and they're always fighting, right? Why were the Ottomans, the Mughals, and the Safavids always beefing? They're beefing hella. Safavid was Shia. That's right. And the reason they were always beefing is because they're different types of Islam. Only Sunni is Ottoman. No, 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 no. The Mughals were also Sunni Islam. Yeah, so if you look in this map, the Middle East kind of region, so you have Pakistan is kind of where the Mughal Empire is. The Mughal Empire is also in India too, but it's in Pakistan and India. And then Iran and Afghanistan, you have the Safavid Empire. Actually, Iran, Afghanistan, Iraq. That's kind of the Safavid Empire. And then Turkey, Syria, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, that's all Ottoman Empire. And so what you have right here is you have a Safavid sandwich that is with the Shia in the middle, right? And so the Safavid sandwich is like, the stuff inside of the sandwich is kind of kicking back. That's the best way I got. Best way to remember for me. Heh I'm a little weird because of that. So yeah, they're just always beefing. Anytime anytime you see an MCQ, Safavid, Ottoman, boom, they're beefing. They're literally always beefing. Like I don't know what to tell you, but they're always beefing. And the beef makes sense with the sandwich analogy, right? Right, guys. Okay. Belief systems. So there's this new kid on the block, and his name is Sikhism. And there's this it's a new type of religion. It's a mix of Islam and Hinduism. Um, these are the people, they wear like these orange things on their head. It's pretty cool, actually. Actually, I want one of those. They look so cool. Yeah, so it's like this. There's this keyword called syncretism. It's like I think it's definitely gonna show up on your AP exam. Syncretism. It's like a blending of things. So that's what Sikhism is. These people were attacked after, even though they did nothing. I don't know. I literally did not pay attention during unit 9. Wait, I don't understand. What do you not understand? Let me try to help. My teacher told me we would learn about Hollywood and anime. You do learn about Hollywood and anime. I don't know what you're talking. Syncretism was a combination? Yes, that's right. Can you send that slide? Which I'm gonna post the slides um after okay? We did not get to unit 9. You do, it's in the form of American imperialism. I'm in A push right now, so what is your curriculum where you learning about Naruto? You don't learn about Naruto, but you learn about anime as a whole. You have not started yet. It is definitely possible to get 3. You can probably get a 5 if you have, if you study enough, you can probably get a 5. There's no such thing as like, oh, it's too late. It's too late. Unless it's exam day, then it might be too late. But there's no such thing as too late. You can always get like a 3. Okay. This is really important. Holy crap. Okay, we're going way too off topic. Oh my gosh. This is a really prominent feature of continuity and change. So Sikhism, they blended Islam and Hinduism. And so they believe in one God, which is from Islam, but then they also believe in the birth-death cycle, which is from Hinduism. Uh, but that's the continuity. But then the change is that there's no more caste system, right? There's no more hierarchy um, in India. Or, no, there's no more hierarchy in this new type of religion. And also, there's no more gender hierarchy, which comes from Islam, which says that males are superior to females. There's no more of that. So that the continuity and change is there, and then the continuity and change is really present in Sikhism. So you don't really need to know about Sikhism, but this is really good to talk about when you get an FRQ. How do different empires treat women? I Or does it just scale to their dominant religion? I think it scales to their dominant religion. Wait, how is it a continuity? Wouldn't it be a change because Sikhism just came out? Yeah, that's exactly why it is a change. But it's continuing because what is continuing? The concept of one God, and then the concept of reincarnation. That's what's continuing. It's the concept, not the actual religion. The religion is completely new. No. Religion is not continuing. The concepts in religion are continuing. Uh, it's important because of that. Sauta. It's because of this continuity and change thing, which is really important. The College Board overlords really like this type of style. So when you talk about continuity and change, they love it. So you want to just make sure you talk about one of the four historical thinking skills that they really like. They really like those. Okay, y'all, I'm sleepy. Good night, people. Do you guys want me to go faster? I will go faster. Sorry. Okay, guys. What I want you to do in chat is I want you to write number 1 and number 2 like this, kind of like that, and compare these these four empires. So compare the Ottoman and the Safavid Empire, and then compare the Qing Empire and then the Mughal Empire. Do you guys need this upstairs? Here, I'll take a screenshot of this. So yeah, maybe here's some cool stuff to look at, perhaps. Maybe some of this. Maybe a little bit of that. Okay, let's see. Let's see some answers. Oh, sorry, what happened? Audio cut out for a second. Oh, we're just comparing these empires. We're comparing the Ottoman and Safavid, and then we're comparing the Qing and Mughal. Qing and Mughal ethnically were different, as Qing had Manchu leading over Han, the natives. The Mughal ruled over India, but they were ethnically Turk. Okay, I see a problem with that one. They were not ethnically Turk. They were not ethnically Turk. I believe they were Indian. I believe they were Indian. Or they were from the Indian subcontinent. Yes, they had different religions like different Islam. That is completely correct. Number 1, Islamic and gunpowder. Yeah, they're both Islamic and they both love gunpowder. Number 2, foreign rulers and gunpowder. Hell yeah, that's right. Similarities. Used gunpowder to expand their empires. Both Muslim. Yup. One was Sunni, the other was Shia. Yup. That's completely correct. Ottomans were Sunni, Safavids were Shia. Yup. Qing, the Manchus overthrew the existing Han. The Mughal originated from the Mongols and were Sunni Islam. Yep, that's right. I believe the Safavids, I believe they, coming back to this power vacuum slide. The Safavids, they inherited their power vacuum from Mongols, and the Mughals, they both got their power from the Mongols, because the Mongols died out. But the Safavids also, they originated from the Timurid dynasty. So if you've ever heard like Tamerlane, I believe that's how you spell it. Um, that they originate from that guy. Uh, he's not really mentioned that much. Please send the link of the slides, dog. I will, but I have to get through the lecture first, please. But D1 fraud, yeah, he was a D1 fraud. Okay, so I think you guys are getting it. This is what I got. Two different types of Islam. They were ethnically, religiously different from their subjects. Okay, they were just different. They were different from their subjects. Yeah, I'm gonna post the link over there on the 5 Hive lecture schedule later. Okay, guys, I want you to answer these questions as well to make sure you're really learning. All right, so we have three main things. Talk about the moms, talk about the buffet, and then we talk about the what? Talked about the oh, I'll take a screenshot. Will be lost among millions of messages. No, so the Google Doc that Frog just sent right there, it's a spreadsheet, and so if you scroll all the way down, I think my name will be all the way at the bottom, and then you scroll all the way right, there's gonna be a posted link, and it's not gonna be like a million messages because it's a Google document. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Need to put that there. And then we have good night. Good night. Yeah, so these are like the main takeaways that I would say from this lecture. The moms, the buffet analogy, and then the Safavid beef sandwich. So, yeah, remember that. Are you done with the lecture? Oh, yes, perfect. Thank you for reminding me. If you have any questions now, this is probably the time. For complexity, can you link Ottoman tax farming to others in Unit 1 like tributes? So, Unit 1, there's a lot of empires and stuff that happened that you were introduced in the Americas. And so, sometimes they might be out of the time period. So, Unit 1 might talk about the Olmec civilization. They might talk about the Mississippi civilization. And those are out of the time period. But if you talk about the Aztec Empire, that's good because those existed in that time period. But for complexity, I would not talk about the Americas. I would talk about something beyond the documents or your outside evidence for your LEQ. I'll talk about something else. And I will go over that later. I'll tell you some strategies that I used to get a 5. To legitimize rule is to be able to justify. That's perfect. Many empires were able to expand because of gunpowder. Why else because of gunpowder? Does anyone know why? Legitimizing rule means justify why the ruler. Yep, justify. Can you go over the buffet analogy? Okay, yeah, buffet analogy. So buffet analogy is equal to consolidating power. Right. So there's two main things to talk about. There's consolidating power, and then there's the legitimizing power. So we're talking about consolidating, and consolidating is Imagine you are at a all-you-can-eat buffet, right? And you want to eat all the food, and so you just go to every single plate and just scoop everything into your bucket. Okay, that's consolidating. I'm just taking everything. I'm hogging everything, right? This is all mine. So just imagine that, but for rulers and for power. So Louis the 14th, he's taking all the power away from everyone else. Because back then it used to be feudalism. No, no longer, no more feudalism. It's only me, right? Louis the 14th is at the top. There's nobody else. Nobody is in question of who is in power. It's basically a monarchy, yeah. But you have to be careful about saying monarchy because the other empires were not monarchy. They were a sultanate technically because there's a sultan. Okay, I have a lot of questions to go through. So, what if you do not remember any specific vocab words for SAQ or way too few on the LEQ prompt? What can you do? Well, I can tell you what you can do is you can start doing some Quizlet terms right now. That's what I can tell you to do. Okay, so gunpowder allowed for military domination, decimation, Constantinople. Yes, Constantinople is really good. Constantinople is like the best thing to talk about. Necessary for textbook to get a 5? Absolutely not. I didn't even read the textbook at all. I just watched YouTube. Actually, you know what? I self-studied for that for AP World. I didn't even take the class. I just I just self-studied the exam because I knew I was gonna be good at it. And also I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I recommend watching this guy called Freemanpedia. He's really cool. He's bald. That's all I can say about him. Yeah, so the bald history teachers are really good at explaining things. I don't know why. Does anyone have more questions? If you have another question, please reply to your own thing. I there's too many messages, so please reply to your own thing. How can I join 5hive.org? I believe this document. Copy link. Yeah, right there. So yeah, that's for Frog. If you want to join 5hive.org, there's a document right there. Does anyone else have any questions about LEQ, DBQ, MCQ, anything? I don't even. It can be anything history. Doesn't even have to be about Unit 3. It can be about Unit 9. What type shit? I probably shouldn't swear. My bad. Should write if you want to talk about Constantinople. So you want to talk about Constantinople? You want to talk about it was previously from the part of the Byzantine Empire, right? I hope you guys know that. The Byzantine Empire, also known as the Roman Empire. So it used to be part of that, and then gradually the Ottoman Empire started ticking away at the amount of land that the Byzantine Empire had. Little by little. Just this bit, and then that bit, and then that bit. Over time, over maybe, I don't know, 200 years, Byzantine Empire is now one city. It is only Constantinople now. And now, it's the climax of the situation. Now, the second the walls of Constantinople fall, the Roman Empire is dead. It is gone, right? So that's how you talk about it. And then what did they use? They used a bunch of cannons. And what does cannons consume? They use gunpowder. So there's gunpowder. Okay. I hope that answered your question about Constantinople. It's really interesting. You should definitely watch some YouTube videos about Constantinople. I remember they dug a bunch of holes under the city and then they put bombs underneath, I think. Okay. I need some more questions. I need some more questions. Best MC Oh wait. Best MCQ tips from someone who got a 5 from DLC27. Okay. What I would say for MCQs, make sure you read the stimulus. Okay? You know what? Um I'm gonna show you a political cartoon. Okay. You guys are probably not in A push right now, right? I don't think you guys are in A push or U.S. history. But if you already did, please refrain from talking. What do you think this picture is? What do you think this picture is? Yeah, so I'm in A push right now, and so I know what this is, but from no context at all, what is going on? Yeah, so DLC was right. Capitalist gods. Yeah, it's a good way to phrase it. These big guys, right? You see, oh my God, they're so fat, right? That it's like a sign of how much money they have. They're really rich. And what are they doing? They're sitting in government. They're sitting in the Senate. Does that mean that the rich people are controlling the Senate? So this is from the 1890s in America, United States, and it's called the Gilded Age. You don't really need to know this. I'm going off topic. But this is how you read a political cartoon. What do you think these people represent? That's how you read a political cartoon. And so a lot of the images that you see in AP history is a lot of political cartoons. Um, and you have to know how to read them and have to know what are they actually talking about. It's something beyond these fat people, right? We're not actually talking about fat people. We're talking about the Senate being controlled by rich people, which is another word for basically corruption, right? No. Some of them are wait, documents. As a majority of the stimulus for the MCQ document. Um, some of them are pictures. Some of them um like a big letter, or some of them are like um an an address to a crowd. You know, like a speech. Some of them might be I don't know what a passage in a newspaper or something. I don't know. Or it could be a yeah, it could be a letter to someone. It can be anything, really. And so you have to know what are we talking about? What are we trying to suggest? What are we what are we even talking about, really? And you also have to mention you also have to think about what is going on during this time period. So if I get a I remember last year there was a actually no, I don't remember what last year was. If I have a letter from an Ottoman Empire official, right? And it's going to someone in Indonesia. And this letter was written in 1567. What do you think we are suggesting in this? What are we suggesting? Yeah. You also have to know, where is Indonesia? Where the heck is Indonesia? It's all the way next to like Australia. It's in Southeast Asia. But where is Ottoman Empire? It's in the Middle East. So what the heck is going on here? So they're trading. They're trading. How are they trading? Probably by boat, right? Probably by boat. By by water. And so what's going on in 1567 again? Yeah, also spread of Islam. Yeah, that's true. Indonesia is an Islamic um country. Because no way you're bringing 500 cannons on boats. Yeah, you're not bringing cannons. This is a peaceful thing. Indonesia is Islamic? I believe they are. Oh, maybe I was wrong. They did it through art, gunpowder. Oh, sorry. I was looking at something else. Yeah, so 1567, what are they doing? They're trading and they're controlling all the trade. They controlled everything basically. 1567. That's like at their height. This is when I think Suleiman the Great is ruling. He's a really awesome Ottoman Empire leader that you probably have to know. Sullyman. Oh, Sullyman the Magnificent. Sorry. Okay, let's get some more questions. When are the other lectures of everything in AP World? Yeah, I cannot tell you. I might be able to do one tomorrow. I'll have to see though. I'll have to see. I need some more questions. Please reference your question from before because I got too many things going on in the chat. How did Karl Marx relate to people like Gandhi? I don't think they really related that much. I guess maybe they both dislike tyrants, or they both dislike extremely controlling groups. Gandhi doesn't like the extremely controlling British people. Karl Marx doesn't like the extremely controlling capitalists, because Karl Marx is a communist. Maybe that's a way to talk about them. Who's the most influential AP world history figure, though? Christopher Columbus? I can't tell you. I don't know. There's no one person, because like there's like about 9 people, I think. Hitler is pretty important. I wouldn't say he's the most important though. Marx, I don't think he is either. Um, AP world history. I think Adam Smith. I think Adam Smith. Yeah, that frog is true. That's right though. Um, Stalin. I don't think he's the most important. If you can, please do. I like your lectures. What do you like specifically about my lectures? This is actually my first lecture, so I would like to know what you like about it. Printing press. Yes, perfect. Gutenberg printing press. That's pretty cool too. At the end, you need to do a bracket of the most influential person, like March Madness, kind of like that. I like how I feel like I'm being casual conversation. Yeah, you know what? That's what I was trying to go for. I hate lectures. Like this is that and this is that. Remember this. I hate that. I like to talk. We run a tournament advocating and proving who the most influential is. Well, I can tell you Christopher Columbus is definitely really important. Everyday slang. Everyday slang. Yeah, okay. I'll try to do that more, but I don't want to. I will try to refrain from using vulgar language. Um, what would be your best advice for writing a good DBQ? Good question. That's a really good question. The best advice that I would have for writing a DBQ is you have to know your documents. Know your documents. Know them inside and out. What does this one say? Who wrote this one? What is his motive? Why did he write it? When did he write it? Anything. Categorize the documents. Yeah, I would do that. Um, the way Heimler says, I don't like that. I just like if one of them was saying industri industrialism is good, and then one side saying industrialism is bad, right? And then you have like 1, 4, 5, 7, and then you have like 2, 3, 6, right? This is kind of what I like. Industrialism is good. Documents 1, 4, 5, 7. Industrialism is bad. Documents 2, 3, 6. I just made a random example. And then once you have that, now you should get to sourcing them. So sourcing, some people like to use HIP. I like to use SOAP. And so SOAP stands for speaker, occasion, audience, purpose. That's what SOAP is. HIP is historical context, intended audience, purpose, POV. And so that's just too many words. Look, SOAP is just one word per letter. I cannot comment about what was said in chat. Do you have a GC for lecturers or like 5 people? I don't even know. I don't know. I just started being at 5 at like 2 a.m. yesterday. Occasion. What is occasion? Occasion is like what's happening during this time period. If I have a document from 1453, what do you think the occasion is? Fall of Constantinople, right? That's definitely an occasion. Um, if I have a document about imperialism and it's in 1890 1887, what is my occasion? The occasion is this is after the Berlin Conference, right? And so now we're talking about imperialism. And now I just sourced the document. This document is written in the occasion slash historical context of the Berlin Conference. And then I say the Berlin Conference was a meeting of a bunch of European countries that did blah 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 blah. Right? And then they're talking about, oh, I want to carve up Africa. Um okay. Does anyone else have any more questions? Otherwise, we're gonna get into the SAQ practice. We went over time a lot. I'm so sorry. Uh, if you need to leave, please leave. Please leave. I know it's really late for some people. So yeah, especially for those who are in Eastern time. And let's say you have an exam coming up. You have an exam tomorrow. You gotta go to bed. You gotta go to bed. So yeah, 11 a.m. 11 p.m. Yes. Yeah, EST folks, you should think about going to sleep within the next 2 hours. Okay, SAQ practice. Now I want you guys to write maybe one or two of these, or maybe three. I don't know. This was from 2022. Actually, I'm gonna post a screenshot. There you go. There you go. Um, wait. Actually, I need to check something. Okay, yeah, there. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. So these are SAQs, so there's technically no right answer. But actually, you know what? There is a right answer. But you don't want to be too off topic. You don't want to be talking about some completely unrelated thing. Um, so I'm not gonna answer. Yeah, that's fair. I did this one last year. This was like the easiest thing ever. Um, Easiest SAQ of my life, to be honest. So I'll give you some time to work on that. Um, if you're not working on that, um, I don't know. There's only 11 people in this lecture now. There's not that many people, but um, yeah, AP Gov has 18. APUSH has 20 right now. Dang, guys, we gotta get some more people in the AP World History Modern part. AP World very underrated. I agree. Agreed. I really liked the course. Yeah, APUSH is a really popular AP class. Um, but I believe AP World History is not as popular. Identify? Yeah, it's one sentence, but you probably might want to add two. What is considered the second paragraph here? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Wait. That's a screw up by me. That's a screw up by me. Um, Here, I'll AP World. If you want to see, look at it like this. Oh, perfect. I hope you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? You cannot. Oh, sorry, you guys cannot see that. Here we go. There's the second paragraph. Similarly is where it starts. Similarly. How many sentences should an SAQ be? I hope you guys can see it right now. Yeah. Oh, let me check this one. This is really, wow, you guys typed this really fast. One claim that the author makes in the first paragraph is that Sufi and Bhakti mystics promoted cross-cultural interactions. Oh, sorry, that was from the previous one. It's okay. The Muslim population of India grew a lot under Mughal rule. Yep, that's one thing that he says. That's right. One piece of evidence that the author uses to support their claims is that Hindu and Muslim writing often demonstrated religion theming from the other, contributing to warm personal relations and conversations. Yeah, I would talk more about this shows that there was a lot of religious tolerance. I would add that or something. Explain one reason why the Mughals would have encouraged the interaction between described in the passage. Cultural stability, flourishment between cultures, national peace, preventing cultural infighting, stabilizing the empire. I agree with those. I agree with that. Bunky, what is sentence for the SAQ? How many it should be? It should be about 3. If it says explain, if it says identify, I would do 2. Please refrain from doing 1 because that's very risky. And sometimes even if it says identify and you correctly identify, they're gonna see 1 sentence and think -1 point. So be on the safe side. What is the infraction history on the application? Yeah, T exactly. I love using the T thing. For me, I like to have my analysis be 2 times as big as my evidence. ACE, CER, PEETEA. Yeah, they're all the same thing. I like T though. What is infraction history? I'm gonna need you to explain on that, Frog. Bunky, I'm so sorry. Wait, did I explain your question? What is considered the second paragraph? Oh. Who out here using P, bro? Yeah, I know, right? That's so weird. Okay, I hope you guys have... I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. You can't ask me, dude. It's like I just work here, kind of like that. Does anyone else have any more questions, or are we gonna move on? We're gonna move on now. Let's go. So yeah, you definitely see Unit 3 is pretty important. It's 12 to 17% of the exam, and so yeah, this is a 2024 LEQ. Please do not do it right now. Please do not do an LEQ right now. This is just showing you. Look at this. This is how important Unit 3 is to the exam. You're gonna have 3 options in the LEQ section, and the first option is the earliest time period. The second option is from like the middle time periods, like industrialization. The third one is gonna be about Unit 9, I think. Unit 8 or Unit 9, which is like communism versus capitalism, and then there's like the internet and technology innovation. Unit 9, I honestly skim it and then go take the AP exam. Just skim it and then go take the exam. They might catch us off guard. Yeah, you know, I might have been lucky though, so maybe don't listen to me. Just know a little bit. You can know a lot of it just because you're alive. Yeah, exactly. You can talk about like Obama and stuff, you know? Or maybe that's like an A-push thing. You can talk about Ronald Reagan and Obama, Bill Clinton, the American presidents. On the DBQ, I don't think it cannot be on Unit 9. The DBQ can only be between Unit 3 and 8, I think. I believe. Don't quote me on that though. Don't quote me on that. I don't think Trump is in Unit 9 yet. They have not updated it. AP World History. AP World History. DBQ. Let's see. Let's see if it's actually able to have Unit 9. See the exam format. So you're gonna have a document-based question. Oh yeah, focuses on topics from 1450 to 2001. 2001. That's when 9/11 was. Okay. Yeah, last year's was Unit 8. It was about communism, I think. Yeah, it used to be even longer. LEQ and DBQ. So DBQ is probably gonna be in the middle units. Okay, you should probably count on that. Either communism, it's about communism, or it's about industrialization, or it's about Columbian exchange. It might be on Unit 3 though, so maybe listen to the lecture then. But yeah, it's probably gonna be the middle units. Can we do a practice LEQ? You want to do a practice LEQ? We're not gonna have time to do that, because I'm gonna have to end the thing. But you can do the whole thing yourself, and then send it to me, and I'll grade it. But you can also ask other people to grade it, because I'm not technically the most qualified individual. Evaluate the relative importance of the cause of the Civil War since you're an A-push student. I did that DBQ. I did that DBQ. Ask ChatGPT. Yes, I agree. ChatGPT is pretty good, in my opinion. For AP Pre-Calc? Ooh, AP Pre-Calc. I don't even know what that's about. I finished Pre-Calculus and I don't even remember what I did. Hello, can we do an MCQ? You want to do an MCQ? Okay. Oh yeah, so what's gonna show up? What would you answer for this LEQ? Oh, I did this LEQ. I did this last year. I chose this one as my answer. Or my prompt. And so I said, because there's a lot of trade networks, like the Silk Road, like the Indian Ocean trade. Practice exam from the past? Sure. Yeah, we can do that. That might be hard to do though. I don't believe there are any MCQ ones, but you can do FRQs though. Anyway, as H was talking about, I was talking about, well, since there's a bunch of these trade networks, it led to the growth of a lot of, social and cultural change. Yeah, it led to the growth and change of a lot of civilizations. One of the civilizations was the Ottoman Empire, and I talked about a lot about Ottoman Empire, and I talked about, well, there's also a lot of cultural change because you guys might remember this from Unit 1. Oh, goodbye, Bunky. Goodbye, Bunky. Yeah, Bunky, I will try to do one tomorrow, but I don't know. Okay, yeah, we'll go through a MCQ, but you have to notice that it's 8 o'clock now. You know how to find practice exams. You can buy a review book. They're like $40 from the Princeton Review. Yeah, there are free ones online. I will not tell you how to get them because they're not um affiliated with College Board, so they're technically not real. All-nighter. When's your exam? When is the AP World exam? I think it's Thursday, right? Do not do an all-nighter before your exam. That is terrible idea. Terrible idea. Sleep like literally minimum 8 hours. I'm being serious. If you have homework due the next day, screw that. I don't even care. Don't even do it. If you're not gonna go to that class tomorrow, don't even do it. Just yeah, that's a good method. Wait, today's Monday, right? Wait, today's Monday. Okay, I'll do crack AP. I don't think crack AP is good. I believe crack AP. Yeah, all their practice tests are outdated. Yeah. I will tell you that there are sources online where you can get practice books for free. Um, but I think you have to like ask people, like maybe they'll send it to you or something. I don't know if that's illegal. I don't know if that's legal. Yeah, so what's gonna be on the exam? These people, these are the main characters. You don't need to know all of them. These are the main players. There's the Safavid, Mughal, Europe, Protestant Reformation, Ottoman Empire, Inca, Tokugawa Japan, Aztec Empire, China. That's really all you need to know. Done. Yes, this is the free trial Freemanpedia review. Yeah, this is from the Ultimate Review packet. Yeah. No, no, this I'm being serious. The ERP is actually amazing. Um okay, yeah, last. This is also from Freemanpedia. Geography is very important in AP World History. If you don't know your geography, you might not get a great score, to be honest. You need to know where if I say Japan, you need to know exactly where Japan is. And then if I tell you South Asia, what am I talking about? I'm talking about India, probably. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Study your maps, everyone. Africa is not as important because they don't talk about Africa a lot. They love to talk about the Middle East. They love to talk about China. They love to talk about um Europe. Europe is like big dog, big dog. Yeah, India, China, Middle East, America, Europe, big, big. Those are big. Russia is a state. Wait, why is Inca rainbow? I don't know. Russia is an empire. Yeah, sorry, I cannot obtain MCQs. Sorry, I cannot do it. Yeah, you're gonna have to find it yourself because I technically cannot give one out to you. Canada is a continent. Yeah, sure. Are there any good ones? Prerequisite for taking you have to know all the countries and pass a modern country quiz with 92% and up. That should not be a prerequisite, but I agree that it's important. I agree that it's important for the course. Okay, so please. Oh my gosh, someone just joined, I think. Um, if you have anything to talk about for me regarding my role as a lecturer, please do this survey link. Um, it helps me. It helps Five Hive, and it's really short. And maybe if I get a good review, then maybe I might do it again tomorrow. So you don't know. It might help you as well. You help me, I help you. We all help Five Hive. So please do it. If you can. But yeah, that's that's all from me really. Um, um, yeah. Try to share this document. Should I share it? Anyone with the link as a viewer. Okay. I will post this. This lecture started at 6:30 and it's 8 o'clock. So it went for 1.5 hours. This was an amazing review. I'm glad that you liked it. Glad that you liked it. If I'm gonna be honest, um, I had a dentist appointment after school today. I'm a junior, and I made this slideshow in like 30 minutes. It was really rushed. I hope you guys liked it though. I hope you guys liked it. Um, a junior is grade 11. How would you do active recall on the test quickly? Oh, dude. I know everyone talks about active recall, but dude, I don't like active recall. I just memorize everything. Ooh, people are sending me friend requests. Yeah, so let's say I have evaluate to the extent. Oh, if you don't see my name, just click other. Click other and then write I run with scissors. That's scissors as in the Pokemon Scizor, not the word scissors. Evaluate to the extent to which um actually Scyther is one of my favorite Pokemon, but evaluate to the extent to which, I don't know, the Mughal Empire changed culturally or or I don't know, administered and legitimized slash consolidated their empire. So if I have a prompt like this, and this is my DBQ, what would I do first? Number one for me, as I think Mughal Empire. Okay, what is associated with Mughal? Um, uh, ethnically different, or no, religiously different, right? And then what else? What else? What else are they? They use the Zamindar system for taxation. What else do they do? They are Islam. They are an Islamic empire. What else are they? I know there's one guy. His name is Akbar the Great. Maybe he's important. Who else? So that's how I do it. I just write random stuff on the paper, and that make sure to delete it. By the way, if you when you submit your AP exam, just make sure you delete it. But yeah, it's like your little notepad. Just brainstorming everything that I know. They legitimized the rule. Oh, they built a big ass Taj Mahal, really big mausoleum, really big mausoleum that they built, and it legitimized the rule because architecture, sponsored art. Yeah, that's probably true too. Yeah, right here. Yeah, you know how the Hagia Sophia, that's like architecture. Yeah, his favorite wife died. Yeah, yeah. It's like a cemetery kind of. Or no, it's not. It's a grave kind of. Content or practice? A lot of people will tell you practice. A lot of people will tell you content. I say they're equally important. That's what I can tell you. Um, know your stuff. I will tell you know your stuff. You know, for the AP exam, I learned very untraditionally. I didn't read a single page in the book. What I did do though, I watched every single Heimlich video. I took notes on every single Heimlich video, and then I've watched a lot of videos from I don't know what his YouTube channel is. I gotta find. Yes, I gotta find YouTube. Here, dude, I watched this guy on YouTube. His name is Epic History on YouTube, and so I like watched every single video on Napoleon Bonaparte because I really liked those videos. Um, Epic History. That's his YouTube channel. And I watched so many videos of Napoleon and the Napoleonic Wars. I just started talking about him in like unrelated I mean, they were I related them correctly, but like it seems unrelated. And I knew so much about them that I think I got the complexity point on the LEQ because I it was so complex because I just like threw the whole kitchen sink at them. You know what I mean? So my my takeaway is that you gotta specialize in like maybe one thing. I specialized. I said I specialized in like the Napoleonic era and then like the Ottoman Empire. Like I literally knew like everything about the Ottoman Empire, and those two are pretty important states. So when it came time to write the AP exam, I knew everything. And then so I wrote everything that I threw the whole kitchen sink at them. And then College Board is forced to eat it up, right? They have to look at it. And they're like, damn, this is pretty complex. And then I get the complexity point. There you go. Do you think watching Heidelberg is enough? I don't know who that is, unfortunately. Search him up. Heidelberg. History. Okay, I don't know what Heidelberg history is, but... Oh, sorry. Heimler. Haha. Okay. I'm like, Heidelberg is like a place in Germany. Heimler, yeah, I think he's enough. You can get a 4, you can get a 5 with him. I don't know if you're definitely gonna get a 5 with him, but I know you can pass. Um, Here's what I would say, especially for A push, but this also relates to AP World. If you're gonna study history, make a timeline of everything that you know. Timeline of everything that you know. Um, yeah. Make sure you know everything that happened. You don't need to know everything that happened. Make sure you know that the stuff that you like. Make sure that's the stuff that you like. Make sure that you know when that happened. If I like Ottoman Empire, I'm gonna have to know that the Ottoman Empire destroyed the Byzantine Empire in 1453. Heimler, he talks too fast. If he talks too fast, just put him on 0.75 speed. Yeah, he talks too fast sometimes though. He has like 6-minute videos, but when I take notes on him, it takes 20 minutes. Does anyone else have any questions? It can be about anything AP World. It can be about Unit 1 even. Anyone else have any questions? Please speak now or forever hold your peace. What's my favorite vegetable? Um, Broccoli. I like broccoli a lot. What's the hardest APs you've taken? I've only taken I'm taking 3 right now. And then last year I didn't even take any. So yeah, I'm in a 11th grade student. And so right now I'm doing 3. And then last year I didn't do any, and then freshman year I didn't do any as well. So really this is the first year I've done it. But sophomore year I self-studied for it. So yeah, I don't really know what the hardest AP I've taken is. AP Pre-Calc, AP Seminar, AP World. My school does not have seminar and research, so I don't know what to think about them. I heard a lot of people say that they're kind of stupid, but I don't know. It's like it's part of a College Board program called like what's it called? Capstone, I think. I for Yusuf for learning how to write, I heard AP Lang is very good, but I heard that it's kind of hard. But a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm so thankful I took AP Lang. Now I can write like my college essays." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's Do I really have to watch every Heimler video now? He doesn't even go in that much detail. And how do I use active recall to study outlines?" Mm. If you don't want to watch every Heimler video, then don't. Watch Freemanpedia. He's got like the 90-second review thing. Um, the 90-day countdown. That's what I meant. Active recall. Yo, what? Wait, what is active recall? Oh my goodness, how did I forget this? Does anyone know what active recall means? Chat, what does active recall mean? Recalling information? What is passive recall? What is active recall though? I'm not understanding the difference. It's just watching video. Oh, okay. Oh, I hate passive then. Um, sometimes passive is good though. Active recall, dude. Oh my gosh, why do people call it active recall? It's just being more involved. Active recall, I like active recall, I think, but there's a certain point where you have to do passive because you need to know some Quizlet terms. Um, do you guys need like a Quizlet? I think I have a Quizlet from my school. I'm not even in his class, but let me try to find um the Quizlet. I don't know if I'm allowed to like. Yeah, I don't know if I'm technically allowed to like give this to you guys, but like who cares? Right. Okay. Okay. I have a 531 vocab. 839. Wow, impressive. Truly impressive. I'm gonna put it. Where am I gonna put it? Okay, hello? Okay, I'm gonna put it here in the chat. I hope you guys can grab it. It has a bunch of quiz terms. No T, I like No T. Um, No T is a really good resource. In my opinion. Has everyone done the feedback? Please do the feedback for me, please. I'd really appreciate it if you guys did it. And if you guys do it, maybe I'll do I'll do another review tomorrow. No, I thought it was No T. Oh no it. Oh, dude, I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it. Okay. I thought it was No T. Okay. Okay. Please don't make fun of me, please. Kyoto Protocol? Never heard of it. Don't even memorize it. Don't even memorize it. You're gonna go watch Harmler? Good night. Good night. Good night. This Quizlet is weird. Is that the one that I sent you? That I sent? Hope it's not too weird. 512 terms. Yeah, okay, I don't know. Just make sure to like bookmark it and I don't know. You should probably know like at least half of them. At least like half. What's going on in the AP Gov channels? A-push channels. We got all the histories going on right now. Do you guys want to do anything else? Any questions? Type in chat. Speak now, forever hold your peace. I noticed that there's only like 3 people talking. So, like the 7 people who are sitting in the back, do you guys have anything to say? Like any questions that are dying to be answered? You have a question, Riddle. Okay. Why are you so helpful and kind? Okay, next question. What is your favorite animal? My favorite animal is probably gonna be like, hmm, what? What is my favorite animal? Dude, I don't, porcupine? That's pretty cool. Um, Squirrels are really cute, I think. Um, yeah, I don't really know. I like some birds too. Oh, wait, how did you study again? Oh, from Iris. From Iris. So the way I studied is I've watched so many YouTube videos. I watched so many YouTube videos. I watched so much from the Ottoman Empire and the French Revolution. Like, so much, for real. I watched a lot about Russia too. I watched the Russian Revolution, a bunch of videos on that. Because I was really interested in that. So you gotta find your own thing that you're really interested in. Um, and I can't tell you what yours is, but you have to figure out what yours is. And when you find your big thing, you have become like the specialist. If anyone has a question on the Russian Revolution, it's you, right? They go to you. And so when you have your big thing, you can talk so much about about it on the AP exam. You're like a non-stop chatterbox. Like they're gonna have to pull you away from the they're gonna have to pull you away from the pen and the paper or the computer. They're gonna have to pull you off the chair because you're gonna write so much, right? What if it doesn't come up? Yeah, exactly. Mine didn't come up. I connected it so weirdly. I was talking about the Ottoman Empire and I was like, okay, how does Ottoman Empire relate to Napoleon Bonaparte? Well, I know that Napoleon had a campaign in Egypt in 1801, I think, 1803, something like that. He had a campaign in Egypt where he fought the Ottoman Empire, and then he just dipped. And so I connected it to that, and then I started talking about like the siege of Toulon or something, and the Battle of Austerlitz. I don't know. I was making crazy connections. So yeah, does anyone else have any questions? Please do the survey, please, for the love of God. I noticed that like 5 people are not talking. Do you guys need anything from me? Because I'm probably gonna end the lecture soon. Oh, sorry. If I'm still a bit like not as good on some of the subjects, should I just bench read and take notes on the textbook or like some other way? Um, you should go to the Discord server. You should go to the AP World History Modern channel and like ask. You should say something like absurdly wrong, and then people are gonna correct you, and that's how you find out information. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. But yeah, just ask anyone on that channel, or just search it up if you don't know. Watch Freemanpedia. I repeat, please watch Freemanpedia. He's really good. Watch Heimler. Um, did you answer this? Wait, how are the empires on the screen related to the groups in Moms? Same time period. Oh, okay. That's a good question. Good question. These are the four main empires in this unit 3. Um, yeah, this time period really. Yeah, dude, this sounds like Miss W. Holy Jesus. Check the pins. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I might do one tomorrow. What do you guys want me to do tomorrow? If I were to do one, I might make a lecture right now. I don't know. Unit 5 and 6. I'm only gonna do it on one unit. I'm sorry. Cannot do two. Just lecture us off the spot. You think I can freestyle? I can improvise? I don't know. Can we do more modern units? Like what? Give me a number. By the way, okay, I do not want to throw shade at Miss W, okay? But when I was self-studying for the exam, I was telling her, "Oh, I'm self-studying for the exam. Can you grade my DBQs, LEQs, SAQs? Because I have no teacher to go to, right?" And so I sent it to her, and she's like giving me 1 out of 7, 2 out of 6 on like every single one. And then she's like, I don't want to sound too harsh, but she's a little mean, at least in my opinion. And she's like, you have to change your writing style. Yours is not good. And then I didn't change it, and then I got a 5. So I don't know. Maybe I was just good at MCQ. So I'm not trying to throw shade, but sometimes the teacher could be wrong too. So you know, can't always trust the teacher. Okay, can we do more modern units like 6 to 9? 6. I can do 6, I think. I can do 6. You guys want to see 6? I'm gonna need some other people to type in chat if you want to see 6. Oh my goodness, there's only 7 people in chat. 7 people. Yes? You want to see unit 6 from me? Or just in general? Unit 6. Let me look at my notebook. Thank you, my glorious King Lolo. Oh yeah, I'm the glorious king. You know what? If I'm really the glorious king, you should do the sir. Oh my god. Please do the survey, please. Um, even if you didn't like me, please do the survey. Because it's gonna tell me how to improve. Um, if I'm not a good lecturer or you don't like the way I talk, then I'm gonna put a voice filter on or something. You know, whatever. It makes you, whatever helps you learn history. I'll try to do it. Um, but even comments that say I'm not good at lecturing. Tell me why I'm not good. Tell me why I'm not good, and tell me what am I supposed to do to help you out? Because it's about you. It's not about me. Oh nah, twin, she got you blushing, twin. Nah, this ain't you, twin. You got pho phoneme grave what? Okay, I don't even know what to say to that. I know, right? I agree with this. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay, so if there's no one's gonna have any more questions, please please I will stop the lecture. That's the slides. Um, so yes, I'm gonna stop recording now.